Hey folks, this video will cover the clone stamp tool, and this will also focus on exercise 5B. So we're going to be testing your skills for the clone stamp, and I'm going to have you work with that to eliminate the beautiful graffiti that's on this train car. And one of the things that I've given you is the graffiti car, which is right here, exercise 5B. Go ahead, click on that, drag it, drop it right into Photoshop, and then save it as your last name underscore 5B for the exercise. Okay, so many of the things that we talked about was, yes, we can unlock this, or we can keep it locked and just do maybe a Control J to copy it, and then hide that layer because you don't want to destruct it just in case. Of course, we can do a layer mask as mentioned in the other video for 5A, but this time we're going to solely focus on the clone stamp tool. If you hover over, you can see sort of what you can do with the clone stamp tool. It has some issues because sometimes when you're cloning, you end up doing things that look exactly the same in a row right on top of each other, and it looks very odd. So you got to be really kind of savvy about it. One of the things I like to suggest is to change your brush size and then change the feathering, the hardness from maybe 100% hardness in some areas to 20%, and then change the sizing throughout so that it doesn't look exactly the same. It's one way to go about doing it. So in order to get all this off, you will go to an area of shadow. You got to think of light source too. You want to think, okay, well, this light source is dark here, so it'll probably be dark down here as well. So if I have my clone stamp tool, I'm going to do a sampling, which is an Alt-click option on the Mac, and then I'm going to go ahead and it'll even show you the sample right over where you're going to clone. So, you know, if I go too far, it's going to start to give me down here what's up here. So you got to be careful. So option click and then drag, option click, drag, option click, option click. And I'm going to do some light areas. So option click, option click. This is where it gets a little tricky because you don't want all these little marks like this. So you want to be very careful and kind of work your way around it. And that looks a little too hard around the edges. So I would then go back in and make it much softer. Option click. And then you can, of course, zoom in with your Control plus and Control minus command on the Mac. And then you would do option click to get into those little areas. And of course, if it's a little area I don't want as much of a feather, so then I'm going to go back in and make that a little bit smaller and then the hardness a little stronger. So let's find the color I want there. Now I'm going to do this. Now there's going to be some other areas that are very detailed, like you see on the side of the car. Well, there's other areas you can actually find that without any issues, like right here. So I'm going to do an option click. And that's sort of the same shape than what we might have here. So then line it up. You can even do something like this. So if you see, I've gotten a good start on how I might begin to clone stamp this. And it's a little bit of an effort, so take your time, make it look good, and your grade will reflect that. This is for exercise 5B. I'll see you in the next video.